Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today I have taken the Modify and Bustify deck that I made, the deck based around Kodama and Bankbuster, and I have made an Alchemy version because this card here is one of the best cards in Alchemy still. I think it was in the first set they ever released, but for a 1 costing 1 green for a 1/2 wolf, it enters, you gain 1 life. God knows why you gain a life, but then when you cast your next creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter, trample counter, and vigilance counter on it. So this modifies the hell out of your next creature, which is very nice in keeping with our theme for our deck. And so I have lowered the count of both the Bankbuster and the Kodama because neither are quite as good in Alchemy, and increased our sort of modification ability with 4 pups. Things that are the same are the Beast Caller and Iconoclast. I believe we played, or maybe we didn't even play in the last version, to be honest, because it wasn't a strict modify card. So the Iconoclast could be new. Raiju will be the same, and Halana and Alina will be the same as before. Commando faces Kakazan is down to 2 due to us having 4 pups in the deck. The nice thing about pup over Commando is that you don't have to play the creature on turn 2 to get the buff, whereas for this, if you don't have the creature spell in your hand for turn 2, you lose out on the extra counter. And I can't remember if we played any Flame Blessed Bolts, but that's obviously a standard card. Similar to the Chick that somebody kindly recommended for me to try out. I did try out the Chick in the deck instead of the Ascendant Pack Leader, and it was pretty good. I think in this deck the Chick is also very good and could be more than a one-off, as it pairs very well with the Jukai Liberator. Now this card is one of, similarly to the pup, one of the most broken cards in Alchemy. At the moment it is a 3 costing 3/3 Snake Ninja, but it has Ninjutsu for 2, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose land or non-land, seek a permanent card of the chosen kind. So if we need land, we can choose land. If we need something else, we choose something else. We just make sure we don't draw land. So this draws us the card, well, it draws us either a land if we need one, or something else if we don't. So it's really, really powerful. It's like an improved card draw. It's basically draw 2, nearly. Like, that's as nearly as powerful as what it's like. And so therefore we need lots of 1-drops that we can pick up. So that is why I'm running 5 of these creatures. We are running 2 Commando faces Kakazan as well, because we need some answer to the Rakdos sack decks, like things that are running the Blood Artist Sanguine Brushstroke card. It is so nice when you have the Etching of Commando out versus them, but in general we're playing with these 5 1-drop creatures so that we can ninjutsu in our Liberator on turn 2. The rest of the deck is 2 Traumatic Prank. We played this in another Alchemy deck recently. It's basically a really strong Alchemy card. Again, there's no steal effect in Standard that comes anywhere close to this, in my opinion, but gain control of target creature until end of turn. This is a sorcery for 3. Untap that creature, it gains haste, so you can do it on creatures they've just played. This creature can't block, so it can never block you ever again, even once they get it back. And at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature deals 1 damage to you. So it's going to sit there doing damage to the opponent and not being able to block you for the rest of the game. That not being able to block you for the rest of the game is why we're playing it. This is really nice against high toughness creatures that we struggle to get through otherwise. Red-green doesn't really have a lot of destroy. It's all sort of damage-based removal, so having the ability to stop things from blocking is extremely nice, and not to mention that it sits there burning them as well. So yeah, very nice card. Only a 2 of, in case we run into non-creature based decks. I have got these 5 other removal cards in the deck. Normally I run more Molten Impact than I run Enthusiasm. However, in this deck we have a very specific card that we're running Enthusiasm to pair with. Well, 2 really. So Methods of Enthusiasm deals 4 damage to creature or planeswalker. Any excess damage dealt, so we get a boon with when you cast your next creature spell, it perpetually gets +X+O, where X is the noted number. This obviously pairs incredibly nicely with Halana and Alina, which puts X counters on creatures based on Halana and Alina's power. So if we buff Halana and Alina's power by 3, let's say, she's going to put 5 counters on creatures instead of 2, so it is a huge difference. It also is nice with the Jukai Liberator, because we're going to be replaying creatures from our hand, so being able to perpetually buff them is a nice thing to do. So, for example, if we manage to get the enthusiasm buff on the chick, we turn it into a 3-1 or a 4-1, it gets in for damage, or we pick it up, put the Liberator in, and then we replay it, it's still a 3-1 or a 4-1 for 1. So actually, the perpetual nature of that buff is nice when you're picking up your creatures, or having them return to your hand in any other way, to be honest. And then we're running 2 of Favoured Enemies. So this was a card that I played when it came out in the Baldur's Gate set in mono green, and I'm trying it again now in GRUUL. So as Favoured Enemy enters the battlefield, note the most prevalent creature type in an opponent's library. When it enters the battlefield, target creature you control fights up to one creature you don't control. And then whenever a creature an opponent controls of the noted type dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. So this is good against tribal-ish decks. And the reason that this wasn't very good before is because there were never any tribal decks around. However, people are playing red goblins. I think it's about 12% of the time at the moment. I've noticed Mardu Angels deck being played around. There's actually a few semi-tribal decks happening as well. So, you know, this, including this one, I mean, we've got Spirits. We've got 4 of, then there's, I guess we're not actually that, we're quite tough to use this against. This is an example of where Favoured Enemy doesn't give you counters very often, but a removal spell for 1, which is basically what this is when we're going to have big creatures lying around, is decent. And yeah, we've got 2 Bolt as well for the underdogs and for the Blood Artists, and yeah, everything else is the same. That is the deck. It's slightly annoying that we're having to run 8 tap lands, as we are an aggressive deck, but these are only tapped on the play, and we have still got plenty of non-tapped lands to sort of get going with, hopefully. Let's have some games in the Alchemy Mythic ladder and see how we get on. Alright, game 1. This looks pretty good, apart from being on the draw, but can't help that. It's our K Cook, a regular on my channel. Who knew you could have regulars? Excuse the suitcase behind me. I'm going away for a few days to Scotland to see a friend, so there will be a short break in the videos. This Jukai Liberator, man. This Jukai Liberator. Get me the land I need, boy. Good work. Are the green... I always thought the green thing was swords, but they're not, are they? I don't know what they are. So... probably play the Beast Caller into the pup again. And then we can play a large Halana and Alina next turn. Okay, Beast Caller down. But opponent's down to 2 cards in hand, and we're only down to 17, same there on, so not bad for on the draw against mono red. I suspect that Halana and Alina is going to get punked by a Traumatic Brink, but let's see. It's better than Thundering Raiju getting it. We'll buff their chick up massively though, but then we'll be able to block it again if we need to. No, just an impact, okay. Let's go pop into Raiju, I think. That puts them on 3. So as long as we don't die this turn, we are in pretty good shape. I've really got their deck crammed with those 4 damage spells there. Being bold, attacking with those chicks. GG. Yeah, on the draw against mono red, we'll take it. Let's go again. Karahido, another regular on the channel. It's regulars day today. Okay, got the same combination going down. These will be untapped because we're on the draw again. Mono white A. Opponent may expect us to block, so we might get away without an attack. Don't know. Yeah, that's a slight spanner to my plan. Probably would block now. I think we enthusiasm this because it's worth 2 power on the Guardian. Can't kill this because they'll just discard something if they want to keep it, and I don't want anything around that the Guardian can enlist. So I don't want to give them the scry, so I think we'll just do that this turn. Try and talk through some decisions a little bit more. Not that there are tons of decisions to make with GRUUL aggro, but more so with this deck than some others because of the perpetual stuff going down. The endless wall of blockers. The problem with being on the draw with this little combo is if you're playing a creature deck, you never get the clear shot with the Liberator. It's a bit frustrating, but what I think we will do, go green. It should have gone red in case we draw a Raiju. That was a land mistake there. I just looked at my hand, saw all green and clicked green, but didn't think ahead. I think I'll play this out. Could get like Cathard, but gotta try. A 7/4. It's pretty impressive. What spells do they play that would make this a good attack? It's not a Wandering Emperor because they haven't got enough mana. But they're clearly comfortable with me blocking the Guardian as well. It's going to be a Besiju. Is that a Ganjo even? A Ganjo. Yeah. I don't want to get my Liberator Ganjoed. This thing. It was staring me right in the face. They must be running multiples. Yeah, they haven't attacked on purpose. Let's see if I'm right. This should trigger humans, I think. Power 1/1 here. Why not? Might as well do the other one while we're here. See if they discard anything. Discard the Inquisitor Captain to keep the Guardian alive. Interesting. Obviously not going to attack this turn because we know they're trying to Ganjo us. So we'll just pass. The Liberator's going to have more than 4 health next turn, yeah. Alright. They're looking for a Brutal Cathar, I suppose. Just gotta hope they don't find one. Just an Overseer, that's fine. They haven't got enough health to block all the trample damage from Liberator, so we're getting at least 1 card off of it. Quite nice. Can then use this to crew this. Actually get him for 4 rather than 3. Real squeeze plays we're doing here. Some serious pressure for them. Oops. Sorry, Carido. That blunder is now immortalised on my channel. I feel a bit bad now. Even though we haven't played a land, I think we'll still take an on land. The fact that this prank means that this thing can never block again is just so good. I know it costs 3, so it is expensive, but it does them 1 damage a turn, and we can hit them with it once if we want, and it can never block again. It just seems like a lot of value for 3. Maybe just get rid of the 1 damage a turn, or get rid of the can't block effect. I think it would still be played. Either or is good. Plenty of blockers now. So they've still got their Iganjo in hand, what we know they have. Iganjo costs 3 and they've got 1 legendary, so it costs 2, so they can't do it this turn. Let's just swing with this. If they want to block team, we don't mind too much. Plenty of value had from it so far. Killing another 2 creatures would be more value. Or forcing them to discard their Iganjo. If they don't just, yeah, I'm going to say, if it's not an Iganjo now, that is the best bluff ever. Might as well take the land this time, I think. Why did I put green again? Dear. Oh, that's nice. Well, the opponent is top decking at least, and down to 7 already. Had to put both counters here so that we have a good blocker for the captain, because obviously that is a free attack for them. It can't block and it has vigilance. There is no reason not to attack with it unless they literally are just suiciding it. Okay, life linking Clement, that's alright. Doesn't get them very far at the moment. That's handy. Got no cards in hand to save that. Don't attack with that, otherwise it does actually give them 1... Well, actually they would have died for captain on damage, I suppose. Thinking that they would take... If they block the pup, they would take 9, gain 3, but then they would take 1 more from the captain in their turn. Anyway, we got there. GG. Just too much pressure again, even on the draw. Next game. Not a regular. Cal MB. We're on the draw again. Done a lot of being on the draw. Hasn't worked out too badly for us yet, though. World Championship 27, eh? What are we now? World Championship 30 must be. Unless they didn't do it the first 3 years. I don't know how it works. Would like a 2-drop creature, please. I would also like to enthusiasm something, but in black it's probably going to be an underdog or something. Although this is Crossroads, maybe it's not mono black, maybe it's Rakdos. We can enthusiasm a Harvester or something. Yeah, Rakdos it is. Ghast, and then they've still got priority with 1 mana. I guess they have a Surge. Let's kill this. They shouldn't have a way to sack it for 1, should they? With the hope that the opponent doesn't have a blocking creature next turn for the Kamano, and we can pick it back up and replay it with the Liberator. Sorry, pick it back up with the Liberator, then replay it, is what I kind of meant to say, but... Oh, so much for not having a blocker. Sugar. Well, I guess we can still... We can still have some fun with this. (6/2) trample should be good fun against Rakdos, unless they just surge it. Brushstroke. Okay. We can now Liberator on this if we get the chance. Nice. I should have attacked with the Kamano as well. There's no way they're blocking with the Sheldred when we could just follow up with Burn. No way. Even a bad player wouldn't. More land. Well, I think we might have to swing team here and pretend we've got something. And then we can always... Oh, I was going to say we use the other Liberator, but then I didn't put the other land down yet. Just blocking all the way. At least most of it gets exiled. Why didn't we do any combat damage? Oh, because it wasn't this, it was the Iconoclast. Sorry, I'm just losing my mind there. Red. I should have put the other land down though and then flash this Liberator. We'll definitely want a prank. There's clearly another Sheldred coming. And if there is, and they play it now, that would have been game for us. Although I'll take the Harvester and kill your Blood Artist with it. That's a shame. Kamano is going to do some work this game. opponent's actually ahead on life now. So let's take this, kill the Blood Artist with it. Oh, of course I don't have any blood, so that was very stupid. I mean, I've killed it instead of them getting it, but oh my god, I've made some serious mistakes in this game. If we win, it will be a miracle. It cost us 1 life, but we gain 1 life for playing it, so it's going to be a close game. Another Sheldred would be very bad for us. Unless we draw the other prank, but oh, that's even worse. That means if we attack and don't win, we just die, because they got 6 damage by sacking that blood. And now there's enough damage just in creatures. This is bad. I think we may lose. This is so close, and I've made some. Oh, there is what we need. There is the medicine. But so we can't attack. We're going to lose 1, 2, 3 minimum next turn. We're technically not dead on board, so we're losing 3 because they tap the anvil to sack this, which then does 2 Blood Artist triggers. In fact, what they should do is attack with this, get 2 triggers. No, that doesn't know better. They must have what they need. Oh yeah, they just tap the anvil for itself now. Anvil sacks itself and we lose. All that. Could have won, made the mistake, but also we didn't draw the bolt until card 17. A little bit earlier would have been nice. GG. Alright. Here's a royal uselessness. Oh, why have I not got this name? Got no 2-drop creatures again. We're only in 6, aren't we? But there's no 1-drop creatures either. There's only another 5 of those, but 5, 9, 11 possibles. We don't get them, but ugh. Okay. Say la vie. We do have 2 draws to try and find them. Zap. Playing this on 1 is nice. I'm only running 2 of these though as well. Ooh, destroy target enchantment. Very nice. We'll go pup. Don't need to enthusiasm this rubbish thing. It's done its job. As long as it can't get in for damage, it's gonna do not a lot. Probably enthusiasm next turn, but no. Okay, we'll try playing our Kodama as a 4/4. Wanted to use the pup effect on Helana and Alina, but got to do something this turn and give them something to remove. Might as well let them remove this 4/4 Vigilant Reach Trample that gives more lands. Where's my Kodama of the East tree? That's the real question. There's the removal. Hopefully we'll be a bit clearer for our Helana and Alina now. Or do we... Yeah, we do this because then we've got one more power on the Halana and Alina, and this gets one more power. And also if they've got more removal they might be tempted into using it on the Beast Caller. That isn't removal. I hope you're not actually intending on going up in life anytime soon. That's nice. I see a drop in life in your future. Just don't have a depopulate or whatever the sweeper of choice is in Alchemy. Vanquish the Horde. Do you like the Ashiok avatar there? Cathar. Fine. They'll take the Halana and Alina. But we've still then got a big swing coming. In fact, they have to block. Which they do not want to do. And if they're running Brutal Cathars, I'd go as far as saying they're not running sweepers, because people tend not to run both. Obviously, if you exile someone's creature, you don't want to have to kill your own creature and give them back a creature on an empty board. In general. Who knows what his royal uselessness will be playing. I don't think Lyzel going to save you. It is a good card. But the pain train has already left the station, I'm afraid. Yep. GG. Next game. Nice. Finally got the use the chick with the Liberator. That's kind of what I've been waiting for. It's Matthew. I feel like he's a regular on the Alchemy fun train as well. I know Liberators are good, but damn. Okay, let's hope for a slightly longer game this time. It will be against 669, they're never giving up that quickly. Okay. It's not perfect, but got a bit of our number with these two. Play a Shambling Ghast on turn 1. That's not a Shambling Ghast. It's going to be a Kakazan, isn't it? Comb Quitai. Comb Quitai. Oh, that is... we'll take that. Beast Caller. Go, go. Gadget Beast Caller. Expand yourself. Sort of doing a bit of an Inspector Gadget on. I've got one red mana open, which could be a little shockies for our Beast Caller. It isn't. Ooh, favoured enemy. Although I feel against mono red, this just gives you a random creature type, because they're all like, one's a Tiefling, one's a Devil Citizen. These don't count, but they're human shamans. They might have a squee for a goblin, like it's pretty random. Vampire for a Berserker. 4/4 piece of shit. We will have a land though. We can replay our Beast Caller to buff the other one. Now is where it gets interesting. I don't think the opponent can kill us on 14. And we're going to struggle to kill them on 11. We've got 9 on board, but I don't think they'll be stupid. And by be stupid I mean attack with everything. Okay, So 5, 7, 11. They can't do 3 damage to face of 1 red, can they? We'll just take it. So we do favoured enemy. Peasant. What is a peasant? Oh, these are tiefling peasants. I didn't even know.
What's up, motherfucker?
I was saying they wouldn't be stupid. They were a bit stupid there. They should know how that works, playing it being a mono red player. GG. Alright, next one. The land situation's annoying. Everything else is good. Look at them in 4 different creatures, 4 good creatures. Jason Nip. 99%, very close to being back in the numbers. Let me do it, Jason. Don't punish me for my slow lands. We've got 8 tap lands in the deck, and we've got 3 of them in our opening hand. And these are only tap lands on the play, but black. Okay. Green. No. I mean, I would love it, but we haven't got a 4 land, and I know that if I accept that, we won't get one. So we can play the chick. So we can play Liberator and Chick. So we'll have a 2/2 flying haste, trample, and vigilance when it can't block. That's very helpful. Okay. Different plan. Beast Caller and Chick. The pup has had its vitality sapped by Davriel. I worry what nasty big creatures coming down to get us. Beast Caller's out of range of any more saps, thankfully. And then we should be able to use the Liberator on the Chick. Well, that will do, but I guess we got another creature to put counters on. Don't really want to pick it up now, though. Let's just do this for now, since we've got a clear board. Because now we've got a 4-turn clock on them. Yeah, okay. If we attack with everything, they won't block, will they? They might. They did. Motherfucker. Let's go for a non-land then and see if we can punish. No. Didn't find the burn. Not many people actually block because you get life back. It's worth keeping Shelly alive. It's just Sheldred and then every weird destroy spell in the game. Suits me. I've got the life to burn. Gain 2, yeah. We're pretty immune to... It really is just Sheldred and every weird destroy spell. Murder, Bounty, Downfall, and Sap. And Patience 0. Where is all my removal? Got quite a bit of it in here. That is sadly not one of them. We'll probably block with the patient, but I've got to get through at some point. And sadly, we're kind of fizzling out. Got some blockers now there. Opponent back up to 15. Might have to top up our burn in this deck. I mean, we've got pranks in here as well. The prank would open this up so wide. What? What's happening? Why am I getting all my lands? Probably not going to get another go, but... Opponent's too high. That is a bad loss. That was a crap deck we were playing against and we still lose. But I'm going to top a little more burner. So, removed one Halana and Alina and added one Molten Impact. I'm not even sure it was a good decision, to be honest, but that last game was too frustrating with the lack of removal that just needed to swing it slightly in the deck's favour. I feel like I've done something about it. I like to try and do something after losses, otherwise you're just accepting that you'll lose that matchup every time, unless you made a big mistake, but I can't think of any big mistakes in that last game, so... I don't like these boring is-it decks, but... could be a Bankbuster game. Nah, let's just double putt. Just in case there's a... what do you call it? Spell Pierce. Consider. Okay. Discover the formula. Is this going to be a Oracle deck? Has that feeling about it. Double removal spell for your Iconoclast. Okay. It is an Oracle deck. Just very curious about this to get rid of an Iconoclast. They must have a really fast way of winning, which is worrying. Otherwise, why would they use all their cards up? Do this in Bankbuster. I don't want to get caught without a land again. We need to get our Raiju down, and we need it down urgently. Third bolt. We need to kill them before they get to 6, ideally, because discover the formula can basically win the game. Okay. Still didn't manage to get the 4th land. 13 cards in, but We've got lethal on board now. Not sure I can remove that. Could help me with the trampling through though. Oh, we can remove it. We've got one in the bank. GG. I'm sure the opponent just drew too many bolts there, but against, I mean, we were a low health creature aggro deck, but the pup kept everything topped up above it, which made it a bit painful for them, but GG. Alright, Rivers 0789. Take me home. Well, let's hope we're playing against creatures. We are playing against Pile, which probably means not creatures. That normally means board wipes plus stuff. Basically means commander deck. Yeah. We're not going to have enough things, no creatures to use all this on, are we? Come with black, evolving wilds, okay. Black and blue. Traumatic prank. What a card. Don't want any more of these, please. At least they have to deal with Kodama, which they probably will with all those cards in hand. They've not done anything, but unfortunately we haven't really done anything either. Hopefully they'll feel like they're dealing with it by playing a creature. That would be nice. Anytime. I would like if my Kodama would survive. Ah, dealt with it as I wanted. The Skywriter Djinn. We can just scry. We don't want more land. Go away. That's very traumatic for Prosper. Who can now do you 1 damage a turn, and we get to play our favourite enemy whenever we want. Don't really want to fight the Death Toucher, which can't block, but maybe there'll be something else played. It's worth playing even if we don't want to fight something, I suppose. Although it's not like the opponent's going to be running some kind of tribe in here. Although, what do we... 4 colours, just missing green. It's probably 5, isn't it? Let's be honest. Anytime now. Whenever you're ready. Khan's Silex. Okay. So, if we play Raiju, 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 more for this is 10, plus 2 is 12, and then they take 1 from Prosper if I've miscounted by 1. No, GG. Well, that'll happen when you face these nonsense piles, I suppose, but we level up. Alright. Golem. Can't get beaten by Golem. We're on the play, but our lands are tapped. Oh well. No. Give me more land. Give me untapped land. Oh, we're against GRUUL too. That is not an untapped land, but we can scry more. We're going to see lots of cards, lots of chance to find the untapped land. Oh, can we bottom a tapped land? No. I'm going to have to take it. Just hope we can flash in this. Oh man. Can't leave that around, can we? I don't want to, but I've got no choice. God's sake, where's the lands? Guess we could have got one with Liberator. No, it would have seeked the final crossroads, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Okay, we'll have non-land now. Yeah, we'll just play this out as a 4-3. Don't need to haste it every time, I suppose. Need to develop the board because we want to get them low enough that when we prank whatever big dragon they play that we win. Although they're going to have hexproof, which is annoying. Don't mind that one having hexproof so much. Young red dragon. That is not the dragon I expected to see. It's a limited dragon. No, I don't want to pick up the iconic class, to be honest. Take a non-land. Can't fight the whelp this turn. They need to get at least one turn off. Is it going to be the young red dragon coming in with hexproof? Or something worse? Okay, just the scaled nurturer. A 1-3. And then aha is something a bit more worrying, but then we can now prank their big thing. Why did they give the little one hexproof? Kill your whelp, please. We'll give this trample. GG. Just told you. Can't lose with this deck. Okay, just a look at the roundup stats of the deck. So overall I've played 25 games of this deck. I think 10 of them were in the video. And yeah, got a 68% win rate. Over 25 games is pretty decent. 68 is about as high as you see for any deck on Untapped, for example. So if you, just to sort of give you an example of what counts as a good win rate, because I do go through these all the time, but if you look in just Diamond and Mythic, which is obviously where we're playing most of the time, best of one, so the highest win rate archetype is 64 at mono red, and we're at 68. If I go through on mono red, there'll be a variety of mono red decks suggested. If we sort by win rates, 9 decks. Is it because of this? Yeah. Can I, if I make this a bit larger? Yeah, so you can see it then goes up to the 60.5. So this is like the 60.5, 60.4, blah, 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 all the way down. Now, obviously, this is over 310 matches, 200 matches, so a much larger sample size than my 25, 10 times the size, but it gives you an idea of how good this win rate is, because it's difficult to maintain something like this in best of one, because you can get land screwed in a couple of games. That is inevitable. You can never have a 100% win rate in best of one, except maybe in like formats maybe with really broken cards in it. I mean, Alchemy is semi-broken, but still, even Alchemy you can get mana screwed and struggle. But yeah, 68 is really good. As you can see, we do seem to have struggled against mono black and Rakdos in the games we've played, which is annoying, but it's not too surprising. The thing is, they've got lots of Sheldreds in them, and short of boarding in more traumatic pranks or the 5 damage one, Brittle Blast I think it's called in Alchemy, we're going to struggle to beat that card a lot of the time. We rely on getting in, like, this deck kind of relies on getting in between 10 and 15 damage over the first like 4 or 5 turns, and then finishing them off with one big hit, like either with the prank or with Halana and Alina or with Raiju. So if you can't do that because there's a big blocker in the way gaining them back life, that is pretty much the like killer for this type of deck, which is why I then during the video increased the burn a bit more to try and give us some answers to that. But yeah, it's still going to be tricky. The latest versions of the deck, where I've made quite a few changes. Before I had Ambergris in the deck, I had one more Bankbuster and 2 more Kamanos in there. Put the Liberators in, has improved the win rate again. So over these, you know, we're looking over in the 80% at the moment, you know, 9 wins to 2 losses. So yeah, really good in the latest version. And yeah, I don't know if we'd lose as much against those decks with the Liberators as well, but let's see. I think it is always going to be a tough matchup, sadly, but red-black is prevalent in Alchemy, but black is actually a little less prevalent than it is in Standard. So overall, I think it's a fun deck. It's a good deck for climbing. 25 games in less than 2 hours is a pretty good rate, especially when we're winning so many of them. So for climbing the ladder, I mean, you can see what it's done for me. I'm probably going to try and push with this back into the top 1200, as it is the 27th today, on the day of recording, so see if we can get those free play-in points for the qualifier, which I haven't really been around to play much of them since they started, but hoping to try and be able to try a little bit more of the competitive Magic scene now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. If you did like it, please do like it. Leave me a comment telling me how you would improve it, or if you try it, if it works for you, or if it doesn't work for you. I am interested if people try these and they don't work for them. Maybe they don't play in the same style as I play in, or you don't have enough wild cards to, you know, complete it, and certain cards missing makes a big difference. So not sure, but yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.